I'm about to show you a kick you might not see too often in the gym, and I call it the push kick to the flying roundhouse, or the special kick number 1. I don't care what you want to call it, it's pretty special. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say push kick, look at my previous videos and you can learn how to do a push kick, which you will need to know how to do for this. Also with the roundhouse, if you can watch that video. If you're all good to go on both things, let's get started. I recommend doing a different version of these kicks. Stay tuned until the end of the video so you can find out. So when we're doing this kick, you're gonna have a front leg. This front leg is my left leg for this kick, okay? I'm here in my stance, my fighter stance. Now when you throw a push kick, you're here, right? Or maybe with your heel. With this kick, you're landing with your toes. All right? Now, do you ever remember using your toes to jump off a wall, jump off a dirt hill? Okay, maybe you're running, you're trying to jump on a wall, but you're kind of jumping off of that. So you're combining the push kick with that same movement here, okay? When you do the push kick and you land, you want to dig in your toes to lift off for the roundhouse, okay? So I'm here, and I barely lifted off there, all right? I wasn't really digging in my toes. Let me show you one where I am digging in my toes. I have to go with momentum to do this. And there you go. So to break this down, you can start off going super slow and super light, always, right? So you're gonna touch the bag, and as your foot comes down, this is coming up for the roundhouse. Just practice that movement right there. Going up, down, and back up with this roundhouse. This hip goes down, this other hip comes around and up. All right? So once you have a bag or an opponent, all right, you want to communicate with your opponent with what is going on. This isn't the most pleasant move, okay? You don't necessarily want to be digging into someone unless you don't like them, unless it's a tournament. But you can do this slightly. So you can tap them, and that's maybe you tap them, get them used to the push kick. I missed. But then maybe they're blocking now at this point, all right? You've thrown 4 or 5 push kicks. So when you throw this one, you can come up with a roundhouse. I did a little sneak peek there of what my secret move in the end is. But let's continue on with this one. So once you master this motion down, you can then dig in with your toes, push in. You're pushing that gas pedal down on the car. Okay, you're pushing on that hill to jump off. You dig in and come up. It's gonna be a very quick step. All right, you don't have much of a window to be pushing in down into someone. You need to make this quick. Chances are that they're gonna back up too. Your foot might slip. To be honest with you, I've done this several times in the gym and have only been successful with it maybe 2 out of 10 times. Okay, they weren't powerful kicks, but you put new ideas in your head and you start practicing these things at the gym that no one else is practicing. So guess what? Maybe you can land that perfect shot because it hasn't been seen before. You're being creative here. Get what I'm saying? All right, you can come up high, use that as a step. With the normal roundhouse, I'm up here. With this kick, I can get higher since I'm using a step to go up. There we go, I kicked the chain easily. I didn't feel like I was overstretching or anything. This is because I'm using that step to go up. Okay? All right. So I like using this more for a charging kind of a motion thing, because you do have to get that step. If you're just here fighting, you know, you still have to get that momentum to come forward, to dig in your body weight, to then come for that roundhouse. So this is maybe one that you can start off with in a fight. All right, you dance around, come back out, you get your distance because you're not comfortable, and then you come in. And that might happen. Your foot might slip off as you're coming in, but you can still hopefully retract that hip back to then come over with this one. So I'm going to try to show you more of a slow motion movement here. I'm here protecting my chin. Chin is tucked, hands are up. You're going in, getting with the toes. All right, toes. And then as this leg comes down, this one comes up. So this is also great to do when your opponent is coming to you, because then you have that wall that you're going to meet, something that you can count on to be there for you to use as a stepping stool. So if your opponent's coming to you, all right, maybe you don't want to get them prepared, so you throw a couple jabs, no kicks, but then you come out and they know that they're going to come. You meet them halfway. Once you practice enough times, you can then get faster and go harder, okay? So you're here. Again. Again. I missed. My foot slid off, but I was ready to come with the roundhouse anyway. There you go. Making these videos makes me feel like this is the only cardio I need for the week. But go ahead and like this video for me putting that energy back into you guys. I can put some more, hopefully. All right, I want to grow with this channel, be able to quit my job one day doing YouTube, and I can put a lot more time and effort and love into you guys. So let's get it done. Now, are you ready to see the more efficient way on doing this? Are you ready? I don't know if you are. All right, let's do it. Let me show you. So when you're here, all right, we just practiced the push kick to the flying roundhouse. Best way to do this, let me show you. You're going to be so amazed, okay? Do it separately, all right? Ooh, that one hurt. Do it separately because your power comes from your feet and your hips. From you being connected to the ground and rotating. Okay, that's where your power comes from. When you're throwing the jab, you're rotating. When you're throwing those kicks, rotating. Push kick, I'm on the ground still and I'm using that as my push force. All right. That's really it. When you're throwing the flying push kick to the roundhouse, you saw that my foot was slipping sometimes. And to be honest with you, I'm still cocking my hip. There's some power there. There could be knockout power there potentially. For sure, without a doubt, it doesn't take too much power to knock someone out. And when it's the right hit. But yeah, just think about it. This foot is coming down and this one's going up. This might not rotate the way it needs to. You saw how I planted down. If I'm throwing a normal roundhouse, this foot back here is rotating with my heel facing the camera, facing you guys. So if I'm doing this one, the flying one, I still have to be cognizant. You still have to be aware and rotate on your toes to really get that full power with your roundhouse. Rotate. but it can feel like an extra step, especially when you're in the air and you're coming down, and maybe your opponent meets you halfway, and they cut the distance before you can even get that good rotation. All right, so when you do it separately, a lot more power. You can get a lot more power. I'm not saying that was more powerful, but you can generate a lot more power with your feet on the floor. And you know what? Let me just try to show you a power difference for you all, okay? I'm gonna do the flying push kick to the roundhouse. It'd be a good shot to the face, right? Maybe someone tall. It didn't move a whole lot. Here's the planted push kick with the planted roundhouse. I just feel like I get more power from a roundhouse that's on the floor. But I like having fun in my sparring matches too. And if I feel like I can pull one of these off without hurting my opponent too badly, then I surely will. So that's really it. I'm going to show you one more time each move. Here goes the flying one. You still want to protect your face. Alright. And then here goes the planted to the ground push kick with the roundhouse. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new. I hope you learned how to be a little bit more creative with your movement. Subscribe to the channel, and much love. All right. Much love, everyone.